a lot of what's coming out of the left right now is this narrative that my campaign is Russian bots, which is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, we have real people giving testimonials for the walkaway campaign. But it sort of sparked an idea in my mind, since there's going to be a lot of naysayers out there who are going to try to dismiss this campaign and what's happening with walkaway as bots and as not real. I thought to myself, what we really need to do is I'm going to organize a walkaway march on Washington, a nationwide walkaway march. And what this is going to be is really unifying people from the left, unifying people from the right, bringing everybody together kind of on the same page. And listen, if you're not walking away from the Democrat Party, that's fine. But I think that at this point, people should at least be willing to say, I'm walking away from the hatefulness. I'm walking away from the divisiveness. I'm walking away from the violent rhetoric and the division. So this is what I want to do. I want to, in the fall, have an amazing demonstration organization nationwide where we do a nationwide march on Washington. I want it to be the biggest, most incredible, and most powerful march this nation has ever seen.
So Brandon Straka is a gay hairdresser from New York and the founder of #WalkAway, one of the top hashtags the last 2 weeks, and a movement that calls for walking away from the Democratic Party of violence, intolerance, divisiveness, and hatred. And you've got state reps doing it. You've got Congress folks talking about it. You've got Alan Dershowitz talking about leaving the party until they stop acting like crazed maniacs. I mean, it's just crazy. So Brandon joins us. Again, #WalkAway. You can see his Twitter there on screen. And he recently went into an electronics store and they wouldn't sell him a microphone, saying that they thought he was, quote, alt-right. So this is a very, very dangerous precedent. We've seen Fox News reporters obviously run out of the Supreme Court building last night by angry crowds. We've seen the physical attacks, the calls for kidnapping and raping Barron by Hollywood stars. It's just a very vicious climate. Antifa beating people up all over the place. I mean, if the Republicans acted like this, I wouldn't even support the Republican Party. I was arrested twice by George W. Bush for asking questions at press conferences and thought that he was a horrible person, and I still do. So I'm a libertarian. But I like Trump because he's turning the country around. But enough from me. Brandon Straka joins us at US Minority or Us Minority. And there's so much to talk about. He's in London, and I just appreciate his courage, because living in New York and doing what he does, particularly being, a former Democrat and still I would guess a liberal, is what they're really afraid of. They really bully people. They really attack people that are free thinkers and aren't being inducted into this cult by successive approximation. So, Brandon, thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you for having me.
Where should we start? I mean, start at the beginning and then just go through what's happened the last few weeks as your movement has become so huge. I think because it strikes on the nerve of many liberals I know, many progressives who now are abandoning the Democratic Party.
Well, I was a lifelong Democrat. I was always a liberal. And after the election of Donald Trump, I saw a lot of things that really opened my eyes to how dishonest the media had been during his campaign, and how even more dishonest they were after his election. And that would have been bad enough on its own, I think. But as a gay man, I think where the line was really crossed for me was it became very, very clear that the media was using minorities by telling us, putting out these stories that were designed to kind of terrify us and keep us in this, they were selling fear. It was just fear mongering. And it took a little while to figure that out. And it took the help of some, people that were close to me pointing that out to me. But once I saw it, it was one of those things that you can't ever unsee. And so I started trying to kind of speak out about this to other people from two different perspectives. One was, people were running around literally hysterical saying, we have a Nazi in the White House. We have a Nazi in the White House. He's staffing his administration full of, KKK. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm discovering that this actually isn't true. So I'm approaching people and saying, look, things aren't as bad as they seem. This thing that you're so upset about, this thing that you're so angry and worked up about, actually, it's kind of being made up by the media. But what I was met with was not people going, oh, thank goodness you've showed me something that, makes it so that I don't have to be so upset. They were upset with me. for bringing them evidence that, Trump's actually not such a horrible human being after all, and maybe we don't have a Nazi in the White House. I started to think, well, this is pretty peculiar. It's almost as though they just want to hate him. People don't want to be presented with evidence that shows that, things aren't as bad as they seem. Well, the more people started turning on me and unfriending me, saying nasty things to me, dragging my reputation through the mud, I thought, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm going to fight back. And I sat down and I wrote what I call kind of the definitive manifesto of everything that's wrong with liberalism and the Democrat Party. And the reason why they're involved is because all of these politicians that I had trusted for so long and who I thought actually cared about me, cared about my community, they went along with all of this. Every lie that the media put out, every false story or every omission, they were right there anytime there was a microphone in their hand to back it up and say, oh, yes, he's expected to sign an executive order taking all of your rights away this week. We're doing what we can to stop it. They went right along with all the fear mongering. So I created this video and I created a movement, which is basically encouraging people to walk away from the Democrat Party, walk away from liberalism. I'm not telling anyone where to go. If they end up finding themselves on the right, like I have, great. I now am a registered Republican. And after a lot of research and, really, really digging deep, I'm a Trump supporter now. And I can't wait to vote for him in 2020. But, I'm not telling anyone where to go or what to believe or what to do. I'm saying open your eyes, do your own research, and at the very least, look at the toxic divisiveness, hostility, and now basically very close to, if not exactly, calling for violence on the left and get away from it.
Well, exactly. But take Donald Trump, because there's obviously been some, anti-gay, bigoted stuff that's gone on the Republican Party before, but that's gone away the last few decades. But Trump, with Peter Thiel, who got outed by the liberals because he wouldn't be their minion, and then he's out there, and you got Donald Trump saying, let's all be together and let's all be friends, which everybody should applaud. The media wouldn't even cover it. In fact, They said Trump's anti-LGBT at his convention. And just it's the lying. And that's why so many people, like Candace Owens, she had the feminist movement online stalking her, she confirmed, posing as right-wing males, harassing her. And she learned it was them using it to steer, because she was smart, good-looking, like you, to steer her under their control. It's a cult. And when you find out, well, you're trying to program me to sit there and hate other people and be your slave, I mean, it from folks I've talked to, like Candace, it makes you mad.
Oh yeah, it makes me very angry. It makes me very angry, and it's when I became a liberal, I thought it was because I wanted to be around other people. I had always heard everybody on the right is very racist. Everybody on the right is very small-minded and bigoted. I believed these messages that I heard from the left, and whether it was ever true or not, at this point, it's safe to say we have very much overcorrected. And at this point, all of those things that I became a liberal to fight against, liberalism now is. It's just a constant hostility towards white people. It's constant hostility towards men. There's this bizarre push to sort of demonize heteronormativity. And myself as a gay man, it's not even about gay rights anymore. It's now about adding all of these bizarre sub-acronyms, LGBTQIA. I don't know what gender fluid means. I don't know what two-spirit means. I don't know what gender non-binary is. But I'm told all the time now that as a gay man, I'm privileged. And that, these other non-binary gender fluid people in my community are victims of oppression, and that I am a privileged white gay man. So I should shut my mouth and march along with what they tell me to do.
And then you learn the Tavistock Institute cooked it all up. It's mind control, and they're using America's openness and the fact that we are a very classically liberal society against us, and then bringing in authoritarianism as the answer to free people. And really, all it is classic fog of war confusion. But look, I can tell why they're scared of you. I mean, you're very articulate, and you've got a lot of charisma. And I think you should be very, very careful. I know you've already been threatened and stuff. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's not about victimology. I get threatened and attacked too. But let me tell you, they're scared of you because you're a good-looking guy. You're articulate. You're telling the truth. We're about to go to break, but how much harassment have you dealt with?
Well, I've actually been dealt with more harassment on a personal level than on a public level. The public level, I guess I don't really care about that much. I just sort of disregard those messages. But some really nasty stuff from people who have known me for a long, long time and should know better.
Exactly. So you've had family, you've had friends turn on you, walk away from you.
Oh yes, oh yes. If only they walked away. I mean, believe me, there were some choice words on the way out the door.
Well, Mark Randazza didn't want to tell the story. His First Amendment lawyer here, what happened to him with his family. It's crazy. And he's like a liberal First Amendment lawyer, and they're calling him, I mean, it's crazy. Brandon, we'll be right back at Twitter. America's a prize, and a bunch of multinational corporations are using race war, culture war, it's in the WikiLeaks, to turn us against each other. Doesn't mean there isn't racism or any of that stuff going on. It means that there are people exacerbating it. And let me tell you, Brandon Straka of the walk-away movement that's just been out for 2 weeks, it's being demonized and attacked by the entire left. And let me tell you, I know when destiny happens, I know at a gut level when I've just heard the answer. So as soon as I get off air here and Paul Watson takes over in 15 minutes from London, where our guest just so happens to be, I am going to get on the phone, the bat phone, and I never call the bat phone. Believe me, they're going to answer because I never call. When I call, it's always, important. And get them on the phone with this gentleman because I know when I heard it that it was victory to unify America, to stop the Civil War. He wasn't going to announce it today, but he's going to go ahead and get into some of it. He won't get into behind-the-scenes stuff, but I know this has been brought to the president, but you can't do much to the White House because that's so controlled because the national security issues. You got to do it through the campaign. So, Brandon, please lay out what you said and then also how they're attacking you and, their ridiculous disinfo. Because when people walk away from the Democrats and in capitals across the country and in D.C. come together and hug each other left and right for a future of America and the Antifa shows up and there's only a half dozen of them, it is going to be Martin Luther King level, I have a dream stuff. I mean, I just know destiny when I hear it. So you were asking my advice. I think you should tell people your millennium level idea. I mean, it's like one of those ideas that you only hear a few times in a lifetime and usually people ignore it. This is history. And that's why there's so please tell folks the idea you came up with.
Yeah, you got it, Alex. So a lot of what's coming out of the left right now is this narrative that my campaign is Russian bots, which is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, we have real people giving testimonials for the walkaway campaign, but it sort of sparked an idea in my mind, since there's going to be a lot of naysayers out there who are going to try to dismiss this campaign and what's happening with walkaway as bots and as not real. I thought to myself, what we really need to do is I'm going to organize a walk-away march on Washington, a nationwide walk-away march. And what this is going to be is really unifying people from the left, unifying people from the right, bringing everybody together kind of on the same page. And listen, if you're not walking away from the Democrat Party, that's fine. But I think that at this point, people should at least be willing to say, I'm walking away from the hatefulness. I'm walking away from the divisiveness. I'm walking away from the violent rhetoric and the division. So this is what I want to do. I want to, in the fall, have an amazing demonstration organization nationwide where we do a nationwide march on Washington. I want it to be the biggest, most incredible, and most powerful march this nation has ever seen.
I totally agree. And like you said, you need the president to get involved. That will make it all happen quicker. But they're going to try to launch a summer of rage and civil war in their own words. So I think at least the first level of the march, where, in New York or D.C. or wherever you pick as a prototype, have the police out and everything, and just have it be a march of unity to support the First Amendment and progress for America. It doesn't mean you're walking away from the Democrats. It mean, and for some of the right wing does some mean stuff too. I'm not perfect. And because Mike Stern was on a few weeks ago, and he says, and he's a smart guy, he said he felt it. Just like a couple of years ago, he knew Trump would win, just like I did. He has this image of not attacking the left anymore, even when they attack us, but just trying to hug them, like Kanye West has been talking about. And of course, there'll still be haters, but I agree, checkmating these globalists trying to make us all, these social engineers, fight with each other, and just having a march where we're all over here, and this is our side, liberal, conservative, whatever, we're going to hug, we're going to call for unity, we're going to call for not being violent, and then let the haters be over here. And I think it's going to be so clear that it's going to devastate them. But here's the deal. You think they're after you now. This idea, your leadership, why didn't I think of this? They are really going to come after you now. And I'm not just saying that. I know in my gut level. So I asked you, I said, do you have a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe? You go, yeah, we just set it up. I said, listen, even before he came on, I said, I want to make a $10,000 donation. Not that I have a lot of money, this fella, because I can tell what he's doing really scares him and is really good. And then once I heard you say, yeah, what do? I need to talk to the president. I need to try to get some help. We need to help you right now. So you've just launched, a funding operation, trying to get some basic money for this. You need to be flooded, folks. And believe me, I know at a gut level what's going to work and what's not. So if people fund this, I couldn't see a better place for people to do it. So I'm pledging $10,000 that we'll donate right after the show to the account. I want it online. I want people to see that happen. So please make sure that happens. You've raised $26,000. You need to raise way more than $30,000 to launch something that is walking away from the globalists trying to cause a civil war. We have their own documents. This is beautiful. Walk away from the race war. Walk away from the sex war. Walk away from the globalist and Soros-instituted civil war he's trying to fund. That's just beautiful. Please continue. How do folks go donate right now?
Well, there are two ways that people can donate. I've set up a GoFundMe and I've set up a Patreon account. Both of these things are accessible if they go to walkawaycampaign.com and click on sponsorship. The GoFundMe is great if you're somebody who's just able to make a one-time donation of any amount. We appreciate anything that you can do. The Patreon is a great option if you're somebody who's able to do, there you go, if you're somebody who's able to do a monthly sponsorship. What that means is you'll sign up once a month, they'll take something out of your account, whether it's $5, whether it's $1,000.
And say the address again. Say the address again.
Walkawaycampaign.com.
And let me add this right now. When you have a total win-win, you know it already. It's like, you meet the woman you know is going to be your wife you're going to have children with. It's guaranteed. Okay, I'm telling you, this is already one of the biggest things out there. They're already totally scared. This idea is pure genius. This guy's ready to carry it out. He's already been having victory from day one. My gut tells me, I know he's for real. And I'm telling you, we have a landslide here if this takes off, not just a win. We have a landslide 2018 securing the entire future. I'm getting chills right now. And just thank God that when we reached out, you said, oh, I'm already reaching out. I want your advice on this. This is perfect storm stuff, Brandon.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Yeah, I had a feeling that you would be somebody who would be very enthusiastic about this. And I feel exactly the same way you do. I mean, it was my idea, but I also thought to myself, this is something that really possibly not only has the potential to do a lot of healing, but possibly even preventing a civil war.
And you're just saying, just walk away. Like, it means don't fight. It means just don't be under this cult control. Oh, this is divinely inspired. I'm telling you, I know the zeitgeist when I'm close to it, and I am now in the center of it. Oh, ooh. We'll be right back with 5 more minutes with our guest, then Paul Watts is taking over. But this is history. Brandon Straka of the incredible international movement, Walk Away, hashtag Walk Away. He's here, and he shared with me this idea of, you're going to call me a Russian bot, you're going to make all these lies up. I want people to come together in mass rallies. Well, we've been talking about this, and I can tell you, I know the White House is already on it, and we're going to make some phone calls as soon as I'm off in 5 minutes. But listen, things are moving fast. Please come back on tomorrow for 30 minutes so you can just talk, because I'm really impressed. No wonder they're so scared. In the 4 minutes we have left, Brandon, what else do you want to impart to people about your vision and really this this shift we're seeing, not just by you, but when I go to the mall, I get mobbed by minorities, blacks, Hispanics, Asians. They want to come together. They want freedom. They see through it. I think libertarian conservatism, Americana, is the new punk rock.
I absolutely agree. Friends of mine and I always say that conservatism is the new counterculture. It's actually so much more fun over here, and it's actually so much more inclusive. And there's so much more actual love and tolerance happening on the right than there is on the left. I mean, I guess I think that's a good ending point right there. You asked me, what do I want to say? I mean, if I were to speak directly to my own community or even racial minorities in America, I would say to these people, look, the people on the left and the Democrats want to try to tell you over and over again that they're on your side, they're looking out for you, that you're only safe with them. But the truth of the matter is, they're actually using fear tactics to keep you in a constant state of terror so that they can manipulate your behavior. And that's not happening on the right. In fact, on the right, I'm finding a lot of love and warm embrace from the whole community over here since I began the Walk Away campaign. And I want minorities in America to know that you have a choice. You don't have to be a Democrat. you don't have to be a liberal. You actually have a seat at the table on the right. There's a lot of really great people who would love to have you over on the right in the thinking class of people. And I hope that people consider walking away.
And I like how you made the point, beyond even walking away from the Democrats, because it'd be great if the Democrats reformed themselves and became, you know, free thinkers again, because we need more than two parties, not just one that's being half decent now. It's very frightening that we've only got one party halfway operating, you know, in reality, because the Republicans have their own problems, is that just walk away from the Democrat cult. Walk away from the buses show up with the new kids going to college and they bring them in and go, you got to be in our group. This is the professors. They're all out to get you. There's Nazis on campus. And then they go spray paint swastikas on their dorm at night hundreds of times and get caught. This is what they did to Candace Owens. I mean, it's like, it's so authoritarian. This is the new authoritarianism, and people are rejecting it.
Yes. Well, I mean, the other day I was refused service at a store by another gay man. Yeah. So, yeah.
And what did he say? I think you're alt-right. You're going to use this for speech, so you can't have it, as if you're even alt-right, that some Hillary, Southern Poverty Law Center, you know, I mean, let me tell you, almost all those Nazi leaders have been proven to be operatives, okay? They're actors, it's staged. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. It's just to say that you're alt-right or I'm alt-right is horse manure.
I don't even know what alt-right means. I don't think anybody really knows what it means. But I can tell you that I'm not alt-right. I'm actually just a really good person. I believe in equality for all people. I believe in empowering all people in America, whether they be black, white, straight, gay. I think everybody deserves an equal opportunity and an equal chance. And that's what I'm about. So if that's alt-right, then I don't know. You know?
Looking at Kanye, just the energy, and from you, I get the same. It's just an energy of, we're not going to be controlled. We're going to move forward. We're not going to be inducted into this politically correct cult. And that is universal. That is unifying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, as gay people, you know, we kind of went through this civil rights struggle to, you know, fighting for, you know, marriage equality, this and that. We got that. And this, in my opinion, should be the most exciting time in anybody in the gay community's life, because we're not even a wedge issue anymore. Our rights are not up for debate. And so this should be a time where it's like we get to be full participants in the democratic
Instead,
process.
they're creating a new wedge and saying you're now part of the elite class. Let me say bye to you during the break. Amazing. Paul Watson's coming up. History's happening right now.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
I'm a nasty woman.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Maximize your potential and take your body back with Super Male Vitality. We're breaking the conditioning and fighting back against the globalists' war on male vitality. Our ultimate non-GMO formula is sourced from powerful organic herbs that have been gathered from around the world and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. InfoWars Life wants to bring you the highest quality products. Our unique combination of ingredients is designed to assist the body in regulating proper balance and creating superior vitality in males. Support your body and mind and take yourself to the next level. Boost your vitality and energize your life. Take control of your body. Grab a bottle of Super Male Vitality today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.